In this video, I'm going to share with you how to buy your first home step by step. What's up, everybody? It's Jamel Gibbs, your family-oriented entrepreneur. Welcome to another video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to buy your first home step by step. When we say home, we're talking about primary residence, a place that you're going to live in yourself. Now, usually on this channel, I teach real estate from an investment standpoint. I teach you how to buy rental properties, how to wholesale real estate, and do creative finance, for example. But recently I had one of my YouTube subscribers ask if I can show her how to buy her first primary residence. So I decided to put this video together because I think that everybody can benefit from it. Plus, I consider myself to be the family-oriented entrepreneur. I believe that every family should have the opportunity to own a home. So not only am I going to show you how to buy your first primary residence, I'm also going to share with you how you can turn that primary residence into an investment property for yourself as well. So the first thing that you want to do when you're looking to buy your first primary residence is to make sure that your finances are in order. The easiest way to do this is to use a home affordability calculator. But just as a rule of thumb, most banks are going to look at your income and they're going to take 28 to 30% of your monthly gross amount. That means the amount before taxes, and they're going to provide you with a loan based on what that amount is. So when you're looking to get your finances in order, keep that 28 to 30% in mind. Now, once you have that in place, the next thing that you need to focus on is how you're going to come up with the down payment. Again, getting your finances in order. So there's a couple of different ways to come up with a down payment for a property. The first way is to save the money up. So maybe you have the money sitting in your checking account. Maybe the money is sitting in your savings account. But either way, you have the money saved up in order to be able to put down on the property. The second way to do this is to get gifts from your family and friends. Now, most people are uncomfortable with doing something like that, and I totally get it, but it is an option. You can get gifts from your family and friends in order to receive down payment assistance for the property that you're looking to buy. The third way is what most people look to do, and that's first-time homebuyer programs. Down payment assistance programs. The best way to find local down payment or first-time homebuyer assistance programs is to talk to the realtor or the mortgage professional that you're going to be doing business with in order to see what's available in your local area. Now, a couple of things that you want to keep in mind when you're getting your finances in order again is to consider your credit score as well and the type of loan that you're looking to get when you purchase your property. So there's multiple loans that you can go out and get based on the type of property that you're looking to purchase. For example, you have FHA loans, you have VA loans, you have conventional loans, you have jumbo loans, you also have 203K loans. So just to give you a little bit of background on what each of these loans are all about, basically a 203K loan is a form of an FHA loan that you use in order to buy fixer-upper properties that you can put sweat equity into and be able to build the property value up. This is a great loan to get if you're looking to put some sweat equity, if you're looking to put some work into a property to build a value up while getting the property at a discounted price to reflect the amount of work that needs to go into the property. A jumbo loan is the type of loan that you would get for a more expensive home. Now, the only thing with these jumbo loans are you're gonna need a higher credit score and a larger down payment for these types of loans. Most people are not going after jumbo loans for their first time buying a house. Now, if you're in a city like New York, or you're somewhere in California or in a more expensive market, then a jumbo loan may be viable for you to be able to purchase your first home. But in most cases, it's not the case for first-time home buyers. A VA loan is great for somebody that's a veteran. An FHA loan and a conventional loan is what most people go after in order to get their first primary residence. Now, the good thing with an FHA loan is it requires 3.5% down, and you can get into a property with as little as a 580 credit score. A conventional loan will require about 5% down, and usually you need about a 620 credit score in order to be able to get one of those loans going. Again, these are the two most popular loans that people go after. And these are the type of loans that you're probably going to be looking into when you're looking to buy your first primary residence. Think about all these things, how you're going to piece all of this together in order to be able to move on to the next step, which is getting pre-approved for the property. All right, so now that you have your finances in order, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and get pre-approved for a property. There's a bunch of different ways that you can find local mortgage brokers. You can simply go to Google and type in local mortgage broker. Maybe you have family and friends or neighbors who are looking to purchase a property and they're dealing with a mortgage broker. So you can get a mortgage broker through referrals. Maybe you know a realtor that you're doing business with. Ask them for a referral. Or you can go to places like Zillow and Realtor.com, for example, and look through different properties that you might be interested in. Contact a realtor and ask them for a mortgage broker referral as well. You can also go to places like Rocket Mortgage, for example. Now, I'm not endorsing them. I'm just telling you that that's an option for you in order to be able to start getting the ball rolling as far as getting pre-approved for the property. You might be banking at a certain bank that you're comfortable with, or a credit union, for example. I would be contacting them first to see what they can offer you as far as a home loan, because you're already banking with them. See what competitive rates they can come up with. Also see what their terms are like. Are they offering 30-year fixed terms? Are they offering adjustable rate mortgages? Start with your local banks though. Start with your local credit unions that you're probably banking with already. See what they offer before going to the big box companies and before reaching out to mortgage brokers and realtors that you don't know. Start there and then get the process started. Get pre-approved from that point forward. All right, so the next step in this entire process is to find a realtor to work with. Now, there's a ton of different ways. I just mentioned one way in the previous step where you can go out and find realtors, and that's through Zillow or Realtor.com. And that's actually what I'm gonna recommend you do. I'm gonna recommend you go to Zillow, find the ideal property. In order to find that ideal property, create a wish list. Think about some of the things that you want in the house and how you wanna live. Do you want a fixer-upper? Do you want a house that doesn't need any work? Do you want quartz countertops? Do you want granite countertops? Do you want LVP flooring? Do you want LVT flooring? Do you want hardwood flooring? Are you okay with carpet? Do you want a pool? Do you not? Think about all of these things. Do you want a brick home in the suburbs? Do you want to live in a city? Do you want a condo? There's a ton of different types of home styles that you can choose from. Think about what you like and go search for it on Realtor.com or Zillow.com. Normally, when you go to sites like that, you'll be able to contact realtors that are dealing with that property. Then you can go ahead and start building a relationship with that particular realtor to look at more properties if you don't find the one that you're interested in. Another thing you can do is drive around local areas in the city that you live in and look for the realtor signs. Look for the houses that are up for sale by realtors and contact them that way as well. 3 simple ways to reach out to realtors. Get out there, start building a relationship with them in order to really get the process started and find what you want. All right, so the next thing you want to do is look at multiple houses before you make your decision on a property. That might be 5 houses for you. That might be 10. My wife and I, before we bought our house back in 2014, we looked at 50 houses before we made a decision on the type of house that we wanted and what was going to best fit our family and our circumstances at that time. So look at multiple houses. Don't rush into the process. Make sure the houses are affordable. Make sure that they're within your price range. You're not going to over budget yourself. You're not going to overextend yourself. Make sure it's a good situation for you and your family, but also keep in mind what I'm going to share with you in a little bit on how you can use that hybrid approach in order to be able to get some passive income out of the property as well. Now, once you find the property that you're interested in, the next thing you have to do is simply make an offer. And when you make your offer, the realtor is going to recommend you put down a deposit on the property. Now, there's 2 types of deposits that you can make on a property. For example, you can make an earnest money deposit, which is refundable if you decide to back out of the contract and not purchase the property, or you can put down a due diligence deposit. Due diligence deposits are usually non-refundable, so think about that. A seller of a property is going to be more enticed to accept your offer with a due diligence because they know that that money is non-refundable. If you back out of the deal or you don't close it in any way, you're going to lose your deposit. So think about that when you're making your deposits and you're signing your agreements in order to be able to get your offers accepted. A lot of realtors will take a minimum of $500 down, but a lot of them want at least 1 to 2% down in order to be able to present a strong offer to the seller that you're looking to negotiate with. So These are all things to keep in mind. Are you going to take a larger risk and offer due diligence in order to strengthen your offer? Or are you not as confident in the property and you want to put down an earnest money deposit because you don't know what the inspection is going to come up with, for example? So once you get an accepted offer on a property, the contracts are signed on both sides, the next thing you have to do is simply contact your mortgage broker and get the process started. Part of that mortgage process is the paperwork that they're gonna ask you for. And I created a short list right here on my cell phone. I'm just gonna run down this list so that you get an idea of what to prepare in advance so that this can be ready when you get an offer accepted on a property. You got your W-2s over the last 2 years. So if you're working a 9 to 5, for example, have your W-2s, have your tax documents ready to prove that you have the income based on the type of loan that you're gonna get. Usually they wanna see pay stubs over the last 30, 60, even 90 days. They wanna see proof of other sources of income. Usually they wanna see your tax returns over a 2-year time frame. They wanna see some recent bank statements, usually within the last 30 to 60 days. And then they're gonna wanna look at your credit in more detail. What type of debts do you have? Are there loans that are not on your credit that you might have to disclose? These are things that they're gonna look into in order to make sure that you qualify for the property and that you can afford it. Finally, they're gonna be asking for your ID and your social security number. So these are all things that you wanna keep in mind. I'm gonna make sure I list them on this video here so that you can see what you need so that you can be prepared when you get the mortgage process started. Also, part of the mortgage process is going out to get homeowners insurance. So ask your mortgage broker, ask your realtor if they can recommend a good homeowners insurance company that you can contact to check out different rates for homeowners insurance so you can have that prepared in advance. Now, once you get the homeowners insurance out of the way, another part of the mortgage process is getting an inspection on the property. Usually, the mortgage company will order that inspection for you. So you wanna reach out to the mortgage broker to see if they're gonna handle that process or if they want you to reach out to a home inspection company in the area in order to be able to get the inspection done on your house. Again, if you're dealing with FHA, if you're dealing with conventional loans, usually this process is done by the bank itself. They'll order the inspection on the property and you'll simply pay for it either in advance or at the closing. And the final part of the mortgage process is getting the property appraised. Again, this is another step to getting the mortgage on the property, which is usually taken care of by the bank. Typically the bank, after you provide them with your paperwork, they're gonna get a homeowner's inspection done and they're gonna have an appraisal done. And then they might have some final stipulations that you might have to address before they approve you for the loan. And typically what most people do is they'll take the homeowner's inspection, they'll take those stipulations and they'll use those as a negotiation tool to get the seller to fix things or to lower the price in some way in order to be able to make the deal work. Now, there may be a chance that the house doesn't need anything and you're perfectly happy with the way it is, so you don't have to negotiate anything at that point. And if that's the case, the final part of this entire process is simply getting the house closed. So you take it to the closing table. You have the attorney or title company close the transaction, sign the documents, go ahead and get your keys. Now, as I promised, I told you I was gonna share with you an additional way that you can use your primary residence in order to be able to create a hybrid effect, to be able to create a situation where you can bring in cash flow from your primary residence. And the best way to do that, and I truly believe that this is the best way to buy your first primary residence, is simply the house hack. The best way to house hack is to buy a 2 to 4 family residential property where you can rent out the additional units to tenants in order to be able to either help pay the mortgage or pay the mortgage off in full while providing monthly positive cash flow for you. So when you're out house hunting, you want to relieve the stress of yourself, especially if you're young. I would personally be looking at 2 to 4 unit properties as a primary residence in order to be able to relieve the stress of owning a property. At that point, yes, you'll have tenants, and along with tenants comes tenant headaches, but you'll also have income coming into the property, which will help you to sustain your primary residence. I hope that you benefited from this video. This video is slightly different than what I normally talk about on my channel. I'm more real estate investment focused on this channel. But again, being a family-oriented entrepreneur, I believe that everybody should own a home for their family. And since that's the case, I wanted to share with you how to get your first primary residence while also using a hybrid approach through house hacking to be able to purchase a multi-unit residential property, which can allow you to pay for the property while you still have the things that you need for yourself as well. If you like this video, consider giving it a like, consider subscribing to my channel, and if you want more real estate investing information, click the notification bell so that you can get these videos as they pop up on my YouTube channel. I appreciate the support. Hope this video helped you out today. I'll see you on the next one.